the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Okay, I've been preaching in the last hour, but now we're going to your calls intensely for the next 30 minutes. Then I'm getting into the latest on Tripoli, the earthquake yesterday, the economy, reports of millions of unseen species fill the earth. We're going to be breaking all of that down coming up. But right now, Danny in Arkansas, thanks for holding her on the air.
Hey, Alex, I was just wondering if you know about the executive order that Bush signed back September 23rd of 2001 as Executive Order 13224. You're talking about how the first responders at 9/11 had to go to the Patriot database to get medical care. Well, since that executive order was signed, anybody who buys or sells property or gets a mortgage in the United States has to go to the Patriot database.
Well, that's right, the Patriot Act system. And when you rent a car, they run it through it. Everybody's turned into a little indentured servant Stasi agent, and it's really know your customer. But then Wachovia and Wells Fargo can launder $376 billion, and they don't get in trouble. It's a complete joke.
Yep, it's disgusting.
Well, that's a good point that you raised, but they're now running, again, the first responders through the Patriot Act terror database before they can get health care. But then Al-Qaeda is being handed Tripoli. What do you think of that?
I think it's just par for the course for what they're wanting to do to the rest of America and the entire world.
Do you agree with me that it's horrifying to think, what are they going to do next? Super Congresses, amnesties, carbon taxes. Yeah, you're going to have rolling blackouts and increased power prices. Yeah, we don't need laws. Who needs I mean, do you agree that more and more this is a dictatorship?
Absolutely. It's been a dictatorship for quite a while since they got rid of JFK. We've been under a dictatorship.
You know, I think you're right. And now they're just really coming out in the open with it because they're getting us ready for the total depression.
Yep. Thanks, Alex. You keep up the good work.
Thank you, Danny. I'll try. It's so creepy. There's been a quasi-dictatorship since Kennedy was killed, but now they're really putting it in place. It's kind of like they had the car started before, but now they've got it rolling down the street and they're picking up speed. Let's talk to Tony in Washington, then Alan in Denmark and others. Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, Alex. Thanks for what you're doing. This is First Sergeant, and I'm preparing my retirement papers right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be calling you. I got to call Puchenovic out on the carpet, okay? Number one is there's a lot of us who would like to have a published list of Bilderberg and some others. Number two, Puchenovic, the reason why he's clamoring to talk about all this is because he's one of the ones who devised all these plans that are being utilized on us. And he's very well aware of that. He's just a weird animal. It's like you got to have him, but you got to hate him too. And
well, going back, we have published this year and several years back the Bilderberg attendee list. At first was leaked to the media, and then it always gets leaked, so then they get mad and then publish it on their own website, and then they run a psyop saying, look, we published it, don't say it was secret. But no, going back about a decade ago, people would leak it from inside to Jim Tucker. Then they would get mad and started setting up their own website. So Bilderberg has a website, and you can now read the attendee list. Again, a decade or so ago, it didn't exist. Now they admit it exists, but just keep it secret.
Well, yeah, I understand that. It's just the list is always expanding, and it'd be nice to put a little more spotlight personally on these people. The other thing is, if he is such a patriot, and believe me, I know some of the people that are in that whole system, you know, soft target, long distance acquisition, I'm very familiar, okay? Then if he's such a patriot and he has all these colleagues, then how come we aren't taking care of business here?
Well, look, I'm a news broadcast, and I think to ask somebody why they're not taking out corrupt people, I'm going to break that down when we come back.
Hi, folks. Steve Shank and Babs Rosberg here for eFoods Direct.
In August, we're celebrating our 30-year anniversary in the long-term food supply industry.
To celebrate, the biggest sale ever, our most popular premier one-year food supply for 30% off.
That's 30% off of our Freedom Food Supply. You save $536 on each one-year supply. That's lower than 1981 prices.
If you ever thought about getting a year's supply of food, now is the time.
This whole one-year supply is a balanced selection of foods, and it all fits in the space of a washing machine.
You know you need your own food.
But time is running out. This 30% off sale for the best food on the planet ends Friday, August 26th.
Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. This sale ends Friday, August 26th. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do three things right away. Number one, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number two, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number three, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing for a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We are live into hour number 2. I'm Alex Jones, your host. It is Wednesday, the 24th day of August 2011. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, I am going to blitz through a bunch of news. We've also got some other breaking news on the economy we're going to be following. I want to go to Alan in Denmark, Seth in California, Bill and many others here in just a moment. But we had a caller in the last segment, if you missed it, who said, hey, if somebody like Dr. Steve Pachinik, who was in Black Ops all over the world and wrote psychological warfare manuals for the State Department, if he's saying our government's so bad, why aren't people like Pachinik dealing with problems here at home? This is a news broadcast. I don't get into talk about taking this person out or taking that person out. This is a corrupt system, and I liken it to shark teeth. If all of the leadership of the New World Order disappeared and was put on a deserted island right now, or like in Superman, were put into a pane of glass and ejected into deep space from the planet Krypton. It is our individual laziness and our individual corruption to not be involved, to not be informed, that we would instantly end up in just as bad a position, perhaps even worse. See, the globalists are able to run things because they don't care if things get worse. In fact, they like it. As long as they control the resources and the police. They love the new civil war that's going to last years. Even the State Department, even the British Foreign Service is saying, yeah, this is going to last years. They might kill Gaddafi today or tomorrow, but this is going to go on for years. That's good. An industrialized country, the hub of Africa, destroyed. Western forces just guard the oil fields and the refineries and shut down that waterway they had to get water to Africa. You're not going to get that stuff for free. You're going to pay. And that makes all of their assets go up in value. When you burn down somebody's country, from the globalist perspective, that makes your value go up. Then you come in and loan them fiat money. Why do they accept your fiat money? Because you got a military backing it up. Because you bought that military in that country with your Ponzi scheme. See, real Ponzi scheme operators don't go to prison like Madoff. They take over. They rule. They lecture us on we shouldn't be able to have, take a shower or have more than one change of clothes for the earth. But then they're living in 25 palaces and giant yachts the size of destroyers and dozens of wide-body aircraft and 5, 6, 7 kids while lecturing us. And they didn't make their money through free market. They stole every stinking cent of it and shut their competition down. And now they want everything. They don't want you growing your own crops and selling it to your neighbor, producing your own eggs and selling it, or having lemonade stands. That's all over. The whole police state apparatus is here to revenue generate and to shut down the underground economy. That's the essence of an occupied country. When you're living in an occupied nation, when you're living in the most occupied type of country, you aren't allowed to do diddly squat. We have to have an awakening to the culture of liberty, rediscover it, and then just stop complying. And we have to support candidates who will run, who will educate people, even if they don't win the first 3 or 4 times. We have to expose the electronic voting machines. We have to defend the Second Amendment. We have to expose the globalists, because if they can blame puppets, they love the fact that Obama has the lowest approval rating in history of any president 2.5 years into an administration. And Obama is meant to go sit there at Martha's Vineyard and enrage everyone. He's meant, like a shield, to take all the hits. And when the globalists are done, they're going to throw him down and pick up another puppet, a Sarah Palin, a Mitt Romney, a Rick Perry. That's why they love all the other little shills, because they're just armor. They're just a distraction. They're just a front for the New World Order. That's why they ignore, or if they're forced to talk about him, demonize Ron Paul and talk to you like you've got a IQ below room temperature and say he cannot win. But wait, he keeps winning most of the polls. Shut up. We said, we told you. And people less and less buy into that when they talk to you like you're 2 years old. You're like, you know what? I'm not 2 years old. I see what you're doing. And they're like, really? Maybe we need to just shut down the alternative media. Maybe you Tea Party people are terrorists. You see this Homeland Security system? Shut up and do what we say. Give us your pension funds, or we might have to arrest you for terrorism. And they openly smile and put out White House memos saying how great terror attacks would be. They mean to be out in the open now and come within 1 micron of admitting they're staging terror. They don't care if you know Al-Qaeda is globalist run and being given Libya. They don't care if you know the first responders are barred from the 10th anniversary. They don't care if you know they're openly getting ready to take at least half the pension funds of the military. They're announcing it, how great it is. They don't care. They like it. They're offshore in armored fortresses. They want you to blow stuff up and run around crazy and start killing cops. That's